Hi, welcome. Menopause often comes with a list of unwanted gifts, and weight gain is one of them. It's very common and super upsetting, and trying to take all of that extra fluff back off can be a frustrating battle. I've been in an ongoing war with my menopause fluff for years, and there are several reasons why taking off the muffin top and love handles can be so hard, but not impossible. Let's talk about it. My weight climbed in perimenopause and was stuck to me like glue for years until I finally found lifestyle changes and supplements that worked well for me, and I started to part with some of the extra flub. I have several videos about it if you're interested. I was cruising along just fine until I suddenly wasn't. Not only did my progress stop about 5 or 6 months ago, but several pounds reappeared out of nowhere. Shocked and angry is an understatement. The reason was discovered about a month ago, and it wasn't even something that was on my radar. It's one of several things that I'm going to cover that can make weight loss in menopause seem impossible. Loss of estrogen is the central trigger that causes an increased accumulation and redistribution of fat in menopause, but for several different reasons. Estrogen decline can lead to many different changes and conditions that have weight gain and difficulty losing weight as a main symptom or side effect. The first is loss of muscle mass. Estrogen plays a key role in keeping the bones, joints, and muscles healthy. So when it declines in menopause, so does your skeletal muscle. Muscle is your metabolic furnace. Smaller muscles burn fewer calories. So many peri- and postmenopausal women notice that they're gaining some extra fluff despite eating exactly the same diet. Building strength and muscle can go a long way in helping you rev up your metabolism and shed some extra unwanted padding. Strong muscles are also essential for strong bones and staying fit and healthy in midlife and beyond. So fit some strength training exercises into your routine a few days a week. Muscle is essential for insulin sensitivity as well, making insulin resistance more common in menopause. Declining estrogen affects how cells respond to insulin and leads to muscle loss, which compounds the issue. Skeletal muscle processes much of the glucose in the body, and losing it in menopause can lead to insulin resistance, which can absolutely make it beyond challenging to lose weight. I'm a diabetic, and I can attest to that. It's not impossible, though. I was losing despite menopause and diabetes, although I must admit it was and is a much slower process, at least for me. Keeping my blood sugar in check by focusing on whole foods and balancing my meals with healthy fats, fiber, and protein, and leaving several hours between my meals to allow my insulin levels to go back down to normal have been extremely helpful for weight loss. Building muscle, getting adequate sleep so my muscles can repair and rebuild, and replacing the huge amount of collagen that women lose in midlife and menopause to maintain healthy bones, joints, tendons, and muscles, among other things, have also served me well. One of the collagens I use also has an added ingredient to help with lean muscle maintenance and fat burning, so it gives me an extra boost to help shed the fluff. Declining estrogen also often disrupts thyroid function, which is exactly what's been happening to me over the last several months. My weight loss stalled about 5 or 6 months ago, and I initially thought it was something I was doing, so I started to really pay attention to my lifestyle choices, but instead of losing again, several pounds crept back on, and I started getting splinter hemorrhages on my nails for no reason. I won't lie, I was freaking out a bit, so to the doctors I went to find out what was going on. It turns out my TSH levels were extremely high, which I had never even considered because my thyroid tests were always normal. At least they were before and post-menopause. The thyroid is a large regulator of metabolism, so hypothyroidism was absolutely making the scale go in the wrong direction. I've recently been put on medication and I'm hoping to get my weight loss back on track. Please see your doctor if you're having difficulty shedding the fluff despite consistent efforts and healthy choices. It could be more than just menopause. Higher levels of cortisol, another common occurrence in menopause, can stop the pounds from leaving too. It plays a role in increasing insulin resistance, disrupting sleep, slowing metabolic rate, keeping you anxious, stressed, and craving unhealthy foods, and making it super challenging to shift the extra flub, especially around the midsection. Lifestyle changes that will help you lower cortisol to appropriate levels will help. You can try things like meditation, yoga, getting adequate sleep, which I know is challenging when cortisol is out of whack, exercising without overdoing it, socializing, eating clean, and limiting caffeine. I'm fighting an uphill battle, trying to slim down, being postmenopausal with diabetes and now a thyroid issue. But I did manage to shed some fluff despite low estrogen and insulin resistance, so I'm keeping positive that I can continue getting fit once I regulate my thyroid. It's always something in menopause, isn't it? I hope you have nothing but success with whatever goals you've set for yourself, and I wish health, happiness, and peace of body and mind for each of you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.